Road tubeless wheels and tyres promise so much. They're light, they're fast rolling, and then most importantly of all, they're almost puncture proof. But they just haven't really caught on yet. Some people have concerns about safety, but mainly it's because they're a massive pain in the backside to fit, to pump it up, and then to flip and take it back off again. However, just take a look at this. No inner tube. No tyre levers. Standard pump. Seriously, that's like the third time I've done it, and I'm still utterly flabbergasted. I think we need to take a closer look. Right, this is the brand new road tubeless system from Mavic. As a brand, they have a long history of innovation in the sport. And in fact, a lot of it is on display all around us here at the legendary service course at the HQ in Annecy, France. And one of those innovations is this, which is UST mountain bike tubeless wheels. So back in the late 90s, Mavic partnered up with French tyre manufacturer Hutchinson to help make the legendary Crossmax wheel work without inner tubes. A complete first, tubeless. It seems weird then that with tubeless going from strength to strength on mountain bikes, that Mavic have seemingly been standing by as road tubeless develops without them. They haven't though. They have clearly been very busy because they have just launched a complete range of 12 compatible wheel sets and 2 new tyres. Okay, so Max, as the concept and product manager on the road side of things, you're probably very well placed to answer my questions. Given that Mavic invented tubeless for bikes, how come it's taken you guys seemingly so long to enter the road tubeless side of the market?
So mountain bike and road are very different because road uses much higher pressure with skinnier tires and skinnier rims. So it's a whole lot different constraints. There has been road tubeless wheels on the market, but none of them is really up to our requirements, especially in terms of ease of use or safety.
But effectively, what have you done then when releasing these new ones to satisfy your requirements?
Okay, so it's all about the system. We are making wheel tire system for a long time now, and road tubeless, road UST is now possible because we've designed the rim and the tire together, setting up the right diameter for the rim and the right diameter and bead stiffness for the tire.
What sort of tolerances are we talking? Because we've all experienced, I'm sure, a tyre that's easy to fit on a rim and a tyre that's super hard to fit on a rim. And then if you've ever used tubeless, you'll be familiar with, tyres that are almost impossible to inflate. But what's the discrepancies between the wheels and the tyres then?
The tolerances are within a millimeter.
A millimetre?
A millimeter, yeah. We've been doing a lot of testing on competitors' products already existing on the market, and we've seen that within a millimeter differences, it makes the tire impossible to mount or very easy to come off the rim at high pressure.
Okay, which is why it's easy to get on and inflate. So actually, the problem with road tubeless was never that it was difficult to inflate, it was just that the tolerances were too big.
Exactly, tolerances were too big, and especially there were tire makers, there were rim makers, they didn't really talk with each other. They all wanted to be on the safe side, so wheel makers tend to have wheels that were too big, and tire makers would make tires slightly too small, so none of them would take any chances on the safety of their cyclists and riders.
Yeah.
But the result is that it was super hard to mount.
Yeah. Okay, well, looking at safety, I think we should go and see exactly what's in your lab. And what a lab it is. Mavic are particularly geared up, as you might imagine, for putting wheels and tyres through their paces. Given what we've just heard about tolerances then, for the UST Tubeless project, some of the most important tests are just really accurate measurements of both tyres and rims. Sounds simple, but it actually required some bespoke creations. This one measures the circumference of the wheel, so you divide that then by pi and you get your diameter. Then another tool measures the height of the sidewall of the rim to give you that all-important bead seat diameter. This jig then measures the diameter of the tyre and then, as importantly, the stretch in the tyre bead. Clearly, if a bead stretches when a tyre is inflated, that's going to be bad news as well. Knowing these measurements means we can predict whether a rim and tyre combo will work. But there is one more bit of kit here we need to see. But ultimately, this machine behind us now is going to tell us whether it is safe or not, because we're about to see a tyre explode. Is that right?
Yes, exactly.
Cool. And so what exactly are we going to do to well, just inflate it, basically, I guess?
Yes, this is very, very simple. We need to use this kind of wheel.
Okay.
This is what we call master wheel. It's a machine wheel, so
Yeah.
it's very heavy. If you want to,
Probably not.
it's okay. But the dimensions are well known. The dimensions of this wheel are well known.
Yeah.
And the dimensions are not moving with the pressure.
And as well as testing to your own standards then, you've got diameters of wheels there that represent the sort of the smallest diameter road wheel you would expect to find on the market and the largest diameter tyre. You've got data then across the whole spectrum of what's available.
Yes, we are testing both combinations, but the most critical, the worst case, is the smallest rim and the biggest diameter of the tire.
What's the difference in pressure then between the ideal standard blowing off the rim versus the worst case scenario? What's the difference in bar between?
It depends of the width of the rim,
Okay.
but it can reach 1 bar or 1 bar and a half.
Really?
So yes.
Okay, it's quite a lot less.
Yes.
Right. Should we press the button?
Yeah.
Make it explode?
10 and a half.
10.5 bar.
11.
11 bar. Wow. There's quite a lot of pressure in that now.
11.5.
Oh!
12.
Wow. 12 bar. Well, to be fair, that would serve someone right for putting that pressure in a tyre. Wow. It's great to know that there is that focus on safety then, and as we've already seen, setting the tubeless system up is pretty much as easy as a standard inner tube and tyre. But if you are new to the whole concept of road tubeless, then the puncture resistance side of things may well seem a little bit overblown. No pun intended there. So let us try and demonstrate quickly, shall we? We need a sacrificial tyre, and then we can play a little game. Will it seal or no seal? Oh yeah. 14mm upholstery nails for fixing fabric and webbing and giving a decorative finish. Right then, seal or no seal? You ready? Ah. You know what? I think that's sealed. Bloody hell. So 5 14mm upholstery nails. Seal. Number 2, 20mm floor tacks for floor coverings and upholstery. Carpet tack, seal or no seal? Oh, no problem. Sealed already. Okay, number 3, 30mm galvanized felt nails for roofing felt and slates. They look brutal, absolutely brutal. Roof nail, seal or no seal? I think we might have found the limits. Come on. Quite intrigued to know how much pressure's in this tyre now. It's a seal! Yes! This feels all kinds of wrong, and I have my doubts. Well, the knife has presented quite a challenge. I will admit I have inflated this tyre once since I slashed it, but here we go. That is undoubtedly a seal. There is no inner tube in this bad boy. Do you remember how many tacks we actually put down? Okay, so the tubeless part definitely seems to work, but let's face it, most of the time you're probably not going to be riding around thinking how many punctures that you're hopefully not having. Instead, what you really want is just a light, fast and strong pair of wheels and light, fast and grippy tyres. So with that in mind then, we probably better have a look at what's on offer. There is the Comet Pro Carbon SL, the Cosmic Pro Carbon SL, the Cosmic Elite, the Caesarium Pro Carbon SL, the Caesarium Pro, the Caesarium Elite, and they all come in rim brake and disc brake versions. Plus, there are 3 new additions to the all-road range. So you've got the all-road Pro disc, the all-road Elite disc, and the all-road Elite rim brake. There is, frankly, an awful lot of new stuff going on in the range, not just the tubeless compatibility. So rim widths are generally up. They're 19mm on all the road wheels except for the Cosmic Elites and the Caesarium Pro and Elite rim brake versions, which stay at 17mm. Then the all-road ones are quite frankly very roomy 22mm wide. Interestingly though, despite the increase in rim widths, weights have either been maintained or, in the case of the Caesarium, actually dropped by between 30 and 55 grams. The entry to Mavic UST tubeless on the road is this one here, which is the Cosmic Elite. That retails at €449, but remember that comes as a complete wheel system, so it also includes the tyres. The tyres. There is an awful lot of development gone on here as well. There's 3 new models. There's the Ixion Pro UST, which comes in a 25 and a 28mm width, and they are 260 and 290 grams respectively. And then there's the All-Road XL, which is 40mm wide, and that weighs 440 grams. So you can see it ticks the lightweight boxes there. And actually, you'll find apparently that if you run tubeless, you should save about 40 grams per wheel in a direct comparison with a standard Mavic tyre and in a tube. Now Mavic say that the rolling resistance on the new tyres is really competitive, but they didn't actually pursue the accolade of having the fastest rolling tyres out there because they witnessed in testing a significant trade-off between some super fast compounds and grip, meaning that you could be really quick in a straight line, but then you lose it in a corner. And I mean literally lose it in a corner. I think it's time to talk to an engineer to get some clarification. Okay, I found one. This is Jeremy, who's the tyre engineer. So talk me through it then. How have you found this balance between grip and rolling resistance then? We're stood next to a machine testing for rolling resistance. So what are the parts of the tyre that you've needed to look at then?
So to find a good balance between rolling resistance and grip, it's always difficult, and we need to make a lot of prototypes and a lot of measurements on those prototypes. And after, it's a combination between many parameters like the compound, the tread thickness, and all the components you use to build the tire, like the casing and all the layers you put inside. Okay, so in terms of the grip then, is that compound that largely dictates how much grip you've got? Yeah, in terms of grip, pure grip on the wet, it's really the compound that makes the difference. Okay, is a tubeless tyre faster rolling tyre than a tubed tyre, an inner tube? Yeah, sure. In fact, a tubeless tire is always faster. It's about 50%.
15%?
15%, yeah.
Wow, okay. And for the nerds out there, which is the fastest version that you've got? Is it the 25, the 28? Which rolls the fastest?
Actually, which was the fastest is a 28mm tire.
28.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I genuinely am still amazed at how easy these tyres are to seat on these rims. And this is the 9th pair that I've done already today.
Excuse me, Simon, could you please stop chatting now and put on the tires on those 45 other set of wheels you have to prepare for us, please?
Yeah, okay, all right. Sorry about that, Max. Right, well, just very quickly then, before leaving this video, do make sure you subscribe to GCN. It's completely free. Just click on the globe. And then if you're after some more content, if you click up there, you get through to a video about reducing the risk of punctures, which includes, but isn't limited to, actually going tubeless. And then for some more information right from here at the Mavic facility, we've got a great inside look at the development of their new Comet Ultimate shoes. That's just down there.